The night had settled deeply across the world, like a soft ocean of silence stretching endlessly in every direction. The sky was vast and calm, filled with countless stars that shimmered faintly, as if they were distant thoughts of the universe resting in peace. A gentle breeze moved through the air, carrying stillness instead of sound, calm instead of motion. In a quiet city where most windows had already gone dark, there lived a young woman named Ariba. She was thoughtful and emotionally deep, someone who often felt everything more than she showed. During the day she stayed strong, but at night her mind became active, filled with soft, wandering thoughts that refused to settle easily. Tonight was no different. Ariba lay on her bed, staring at the ceiling where faint shadows moved slowly under the moonlight. The room was silent, safe, familiar, yet inside her, everything felt slightly restless. Not painful, just active. Thoughts came gently, one after another, like small waves touching the shore without stopping. After a long while she sat up. The silence around her felt different tonight, deeper, almost inviting her somewhere beyond the room. She stood slowly and walked toward the window. Outside, the world was asleep. Everything looked peaceful under the soft glow of the night. She placed her hand on the window frame and looked out for a moment, then quietly turned away. Something inside her made a decision without words. She stepped out of her room, then out of her house, and finally into the night. The air outside was cool and soothing. It touched her skin gently, like a reminder that she was part of something quiet and larger than her thoughts. She began walking. No destination. No plan. Only movement through silence. The streets were empty, glowing faintly under soft streetlights. Every step she took seemed to distance her from noise, not outside but inside her mind. As she walked further, the city slowly faded behind her. Buildings became fewer. Lights became softer. And then she reached the edge of the town, where the world opened into a wide, silent space. A field stretched endlessly ahead. And in the center of that field something was waiting. At first it looked like nothing. Then slowly it became visible. A structure made of soft, floating light. It was not a building. Not a shape she could define easily. It was more like a presence, forming itself gently in the air. Ariba stopped. She looked at it carefully. It didn't shine brightly. It didn't demand attention. It simply existed, quietly, like it had been there long before she arrived. Slowly she stepped forward. With each step the air around her felt lighter. The noise of her thoughts began to fade, not suddenly, but softly, like a volume being lowered without resistance. As she came closer, she realized what she was looking at. It was a space, not a place, not an object, but a space shaped by silence itself. A soft boundary of light surrounded an empty center. It felt like a doorway made of stillness. Ariba paused for a moment, then she stepped inside. The moment she crossed the boundary, everything changed. Not outside, inside her perception. Her thoughts, which had been flowing continuously, slowed instantly, not forced but naturally, like water settling in a still lake. She stood in the center. The space around her felt neither large nor small. It simply felt complete. There was no sound, no movement, no expectation, only stillness. She took a slow breath. In, out, and something inside her responded. Her breathing became deeper, slower, more natural. Her body softened slightly. Her shoulders dropped, her face relaxed. The space didn't speak. It didn't guide. It didn't ask anything. It simply allowed her to be. As she stood there, she noticed something subtle happening. Her thoughts were still there, but they no longer had urgency. They moved far away, like distant clouds drifting across a calm sky. She didn't follow them. She didn't resist them. She simply observed the silence between them. And that silence grew. It became stronger, not heavy but peaceful, like a soft blanket wrapping her awareness. Ariba slowly sat down at the center of the glowing space. The ground beneath her felt stable, warm, and grounding, as if the earth itself was gently holding her still. Her eyes slowly closed. There was no effort in it. It just happened naturally. Her breathing slowed further. In, out, time began to lose meaning. There was no past in her thoughts, no future in her mind. Only the present moment, stretching quietly without pressure. The soft light around her dimmed slightly, as if responding to her stillness. Everything became more gentle, more distant, more calm. Her thoughts, which had always been active at night, now became quiet enough to disappear between breaths. And for the first time in a long while, there was no internal noise. Only space, only silence, only rest. Her body leaned slightly forward, then relaxed completely. The space around her felt like it was holding her in a safe pause, away from everything that demanded attention. And slowly, without intention, without awareness of the moment, she drifted into sleep. Deep, soft, undisturbed. The glowing space remained for a while, quietly existing in the field like a memory made of light. Then slowly it began to fade. Not disappearing suddenly, but dissolving gently into the night air, like something returning to where it came from. The field returned to its natural stillness. The wind moved softly again. The stars continued to shine above, unchanged. Everything remained peaceful. Hours passed quietly. No interruption, no disturbance. Only night moving slowly toward morning. When the first light of dawn began to spread across the horizon, Ariba slowly opened her eyes. She was back in her room. The ceiling above her looked the same. The light through the window was soft and familiar. For a moment she stayed still, not thinking, just breathing. Then she sat up slowly. Something within her felt different, not changed, but lighter, as if the silence from the night had stayed inside her, not as emptiness but as calm. Her mind no longer felt crowded. Her thoughts no longer rushed. They simply existed quietly in the background. She placed her hand on her chest and took a slow breath. No urgency, no pressure, only stillness. And even though the glowing space was gone, its calm remained within her, like a soft echo of peace she could return to any time she closed her eyes.